Ever wondered what's really behind the headlines? Or why certain theories just won't go away? Dive into the world of the No Name Podcast, your go-to podcast for unraveling the mysteries of conspiracies, politics, and everyday life. Each week, we blend our opinions, analysis, with some storytelling to uncover the hidden layers of our world. From the latest political intrigue to the most fascinating conspiracy theories, we bring you a balanced dose of skepticism and insight. Whether you're a seasoned critical thinker or just curious about the whispers that swirl around us, we offer a space where your questions are welcome and your mind can wander free. Tune in, spark your curiosity, and let's embark on this journey of discovery together. The No Name Podcast, where every episode is a new chance to think critically and see the world through a different lens. Don't miss out. Like, share, and subscribe today and join the conversation.
Hey, this is Jeremy, coming to you from the No Name Podcast.
What's up, everybody? It's Dustin.
It's your boy, Trey.
Your boy, Trey.
Your boy.
Boy.
I'm gonna start saying like I'm at a hip hop concert. It's your boy, Trey, and we are here doing it.
Wow.
That was a good.
Wow.
I'm not as good with the impression as Dustin, I'll admit. So
I'm not touching that one.
I mean, I don't. We already said your boy is off limits.
Yeah, I'm not touching that.
How did we land on your phone? I don't remember.
That conversation just.
You did that.
Can you say that real quick?
Your phone?
Yeah.
Wow.
Your dialect is funny, man. It's
Say
funny.
it again.
No.
It sounds good. You said it right.
I ain't giving you another one.
You said it right.
To give you one, do it again. That's just my stupidity.
It was so good, though. Your phone. I can't even say it like you did.
I think you may have, if you ever just like needed a side hustle, look into voice acting. I think you may have a calling there that you don't know. People tell me that for like kid movies. I think you can be good at it.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
That would be interesting.
I would love to see you get famous at it.
Yeah.
Because you're good at it.
You're definitely good at it. I'll give you that. I mean, can you, now that we pumped you up, can you give me your phone again?
Your phone.
It's just
Good
so
every
good.
time.
It's so
You might be
good.
in some commercials, man. I'm trying to tell you at least. Minimally commercials.
Trey's been
Wow.
trying to tell me I need to do some reels. Maybe
Yeah.
it's your phone.
Hey, I told him, I said, if we want to get famous on this show or break the internet, just take out your clips and we'll be like when I say take them out, like put you as the real by yourself. I said, I guarantee you we would go to 1 million views. Dustin is the talent on the show. Did I not say that?
You did, absolutely.
I said, because Dustin goes in, and I guarantee people are like, who is this crazy person? Or I agree. Like, that's what.
We go to Comic-Con. I got the biggest lie.
Oh, no, you will. Hey, me and Jeremy over here like this. We're here.
We're here too.
We're on the
Don't
show.
forget about us. Yeah.
Come
We're
here,
all
I'll sign your
co-hosts.
phone.
Right.
Your phone. I got your phone.
I'm like, your boy's over here, though. Your boy? No? Okay.
Oh,
I'm like, Jerry,
yeah.
I'm going to get some snacks. Let me know.
On your No Name Podcast.
Right. Eventually, I just have your face on the shirt.
Oh, man.
Joe Rogan experiment.
Right.
It'll be the
big
picture of
face.
Dustin with us in the
Way
blurry
in the
background, you know?
Like, this show would be nothing without me. Have you ever seen The Temptations? Oh, man. David Ruffin. Oh, man.
I like that movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
I
good.
like the group.
Oh, man.
They weren't anything without him, though.
He's already channeling the energy. You see it?
Say it. He was the best singer.
He was.
Well, let's take 4 seconds because we were going to talk about the Kennedy files, and then we realized as a whole that's a big nothing burger.
The big nothing.
So
Well, it's really
was really a quick 2-second episode. So
I haven't looked into it very much, and I may be wrong. I think y'all have looked into it more than I have, but is what we said basically right? A lot of it's just redacted, and a lot of it's just
no, it's not redacted at all.
It's
but the point is
64,000
that
pages.
when you say we were right, I think the biggest takeaway from it is that it dives deeper into the CIA and the FBI involvement.
Yeah.
So, well, you can't loosely say the involvement is more so we didn't know that they had as much information, but it was separate. So the FBI, the biggest problem that I'm seeing in the documentation is the CIA was kind of like had a beef with Kennedy about something they did, and the FBI had information about more so of what happened. Kind of how it is set up, which is the CIA had did something foreign that Kennedy didn't like, and they was beefing with Kennedy, and then the FBI was tracking things, but they wasn't really like giving information to like anybody to say to stop it.
So would you say that they worked together and took him out?
No. They one of the critiques is they didn't work together, and that's probably why this fell through the cracks. And I'm like, well, one is focused on foreign intelligence and just intelligence gathering. The CIA is supposed to be before what's the surveillance company, NSA?
Yeah, the NSA.
And then FBI is supposed to be for domestic, the domestic foreign police, right? Or not, excuse me, domestic federal police. And pretty much what you see is like this little communication. They was beefing. The other agencies and Kennedy were all beefing. And so, and if you read into that, to what Jeremy's saying, it kind of looks like they didn't necessarily have him killed, maybe, but it's kind of like they probably knew and didn't say nothing either, because they was beefing with the president.
Right.
I still think it's an inside job.
It could. I mean,
they didn't leave you.
They haven't disproved it at this point.
Right. It didn't tear you away.
It didn't take you away from that. That's the whole thing. Is that it's just a big giant nothing burger. Yeah. So after we kind of uncovered that, we decided to go a different route. Yeah. What route was that?
I mean, we got the Colts, but I got one more comment to say about this, because now I'm thinking about it.
Okay, well,
if they were releasing this information and all the time they had, because this is the issue I had. I still have with your boy, Trump. Is
my boy.
You say you're gonna release some information. The Jeffrey Epstein files, nothing burger. Redacted. The Martin Luther King, nothing burger. And now we're batting 1,000%. The JF Kennedy files, you just released all these random files together, and we still get predominantly nothing. And so in the conspiracy world, this is very upsetting, because either we're just crazy, or they're manufacturing what they're going to release and only releasing 100%. To us. And so it leads us back to where we started, which these are not all the documents. Or you release so much.
At the end of the day, though, what he said he was going to do, he did. Did he? Listen, I didn't say what we were going to, you know what I mean? Like, no. I still think they went through it with a fine-tooth comb and gave you what they wanted you to have, and then the rest of it you're not going to.
If somebody said, okay,
they did with the Epstein files, but I think with the JFK, I think we got the gambit of the whole thing.
I don't think we got the whole thing.
If you did, I think that we would know, we maybe not know, but somebody would know who really did.
In the legal world is a term where it's called death by files. And what they do when I work,
because they put out so many pages
that you're not going to go. And then what they do as a paralegal when I was interning, what they would do is they would shove the one sheet that you need in between all these thousands of boxes that you're literally looking for a needle in a haystack, right?
Yeah.
And so I think that's what they did with the with the Kennedy files. I think here's 64,000 plus pages. Good luck. Instead of just saying, this is the section y'all been looking for. These are 64,000. These are the highlight sections. Instead, I still don't think they gave us the real information. They gave us the information that fits the narrative. And if you're saying, oh yeah, he gave that, so he did it. That's not the truth. A half lie is still a lie.
Now, to their argument also, it's the same thing that people like me, squatchers, would say, and they say, even if I presented you the proof, and it is real, unless you have it right there and you fully see it in person for yourself, you're not going to believe anything I give you. So to their point, we could say, they're not going to believe me anyway. And it's true. I mean, this is the real stuff.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Could be. Do I think it is personally? No.
But in this grandiose file releasing that we're seeing, you can't start off by the one that you may have been involved with the most being redacted. So that's how the pattern, you're setting the pattern. So if I say, hey, you're gonna I'm gonna do this, and then let's say I'm gonna come to your house by 7 p.m. to help you, right? And I get there at 7:50. Then I say, oh, I'll be back tomorrow. What is your expectation now? For me to be what?
Back tomorrow.
But what time? If I say 7 o'clock tomorrow, and the day before I came at 7:50, what you gonna say? Trey ain't gonna be here at 7
He ain't
o'clock.
gonna be here till 8 o'clock.
So you already even if I get there at 7, this is a runoff because you know. And if every other day after that I'm late, like yeah, that 7 was definitely a runoff, right? Because I've set a pattern. I think that's what they did to us.
So you think that's what they did with the Epstein files first, and
Redact it, get us to distrust it.
And not only that, but hold back 2,000 pages.
Give you a little sprinkle with the Martin Luther King, and then give you everything with the Kennedy, so they can say we gave y'all everything. That still wasn't good enough.
Yep.
Well, what was everything? Like, what is this? I'm just reading. I don't care about the beef between you and the CIA. Did they kill you or not?
To y'all's knowledge, has anybody? So, do you actually believe that there has been one person to go through every single thing in these files, or do you think they go? This just goes with that. I don't want to look through that. I don't want
like a person who's releasing the file, or people who are going to review the
people
file?
who are going to review the file.
Oh, somebody's going to go through all of them.
You think you think
Eventually, it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, it's taking time.
Yeah, there's no way it's happened yet. So.
I mean, that's a lot of paperwork.
They did it with Project 25. There's people who
what
have
I'm saying is,
who have
do
the
you
pages
think
marked.
that person is going to skim through them?
No.
Or do you think they're going to sit there and they're going
Sit
to
there and read
all this stuff?
Bro, you have to. If
That goes back to you though having the faith in that person though.
no, I've seen it. That's what. If I didn't witness this in the paralegal world, like I was a young teenager, and the case that we got, they told me to look for this file, and she was I was a little teenager. I was crushing on a little paralegal girl, right? And I watched her work. Like she would just come and tell me to look through this and look for this. And then she would double behind me because she didn't trust, I'm 17. I'm not really taking it serious. And it was over 100 boxes that she was looking for this one sheet of paper.
Oh, wow.
And she was just going through it. She had a system. She was just going through the system. And then my boxes she would put over to the side. And then she would go through it. And she was like, did you look? I said, yes. When I came in the next morning, she was going back through my boxes just to make sure. And she had not in my boxes, but she ended up finding what she was looking for on like box, I think 75.
Jeez.
Wow.
That was her day's job though.
Yeah.
So it is somebody who's sitting at home.
There's somebody that's going to go through it eventually.
Yeah.
But you know what they've already done is they've loaded them all into AI. And that's how we're able to go through the, chat GBTs or whatever and kind of start pulling information because it's already been loaded into all the AIs. But even with AI, and maybe that's the government coming through AI, nothing new to report here.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sitting down to read it. I'll tell you that.
Somebody's going to sit down and read it though.
Now, if this is being orchestrated and planned and everything and set up in a certain way, what they could do is they could say, okay, if that's their day's job is to sit down and go through all this paperwork, what your real job is go through this paperwork, find what I need, and give it to me so I can store it back away.
Yeah, I mean...
And it could be what they're doing with AI because AI is faster than we are.
It's definitely faster.
Pump it through AI. We'll find out what it is that we need out of there, and we'll get it out of there and release everything else. So it could be.
Yeah, could have already happened.
Throwing that out there too.
I think they're hiding stuff. I think there's gonna be some interesting stuff that people will do in the next. I think by April, in April, we'll have somebody come out and I found this. This is interesting.
How many pages did you say? Is 16? I thought I heard 8,000. So
no, I saw something on my own when I was getting banned. 64,000.
Wow, 64,000. Golly.
I mean, that's
when
what
you
it
were
said.
Getting banned.
That's what it said. Yeah. And if you don't know, I was trying to chat GPT the files so I could get the cliff notes. And it said, detection error, you're not allowed, or some unusual activity, and they kicked me off. So I'm just going to leave that alone. Not going to government find me. I did it on Jeremy's internet, too.
Thank you for the...
They're going to come in here like the Transformers, you remember?
I'll play this episode for him so that you can take accountability.
They're not coming to the caterer to get me, man. They're not coming to the hood, man.
Oh man.
But yeah, so I guess we can switch a little bit if y'all ready to switch a little bit. So last episode we was talking about my boy Dustin said, if I get 2,000 acres and I bring all these people to farm and live in peace and we can do our own thing.
What's it get categorized
wink,
as?
Wink, wink. I that you're going to be a cult.
Yeah.
That's what I said, right? Did you know, as we get into this, how many, if you had to guess, how many cults are currently active in America?
In America?
In America.
Ooh,
I'm going to go with like 50,000.
wow. That's a lot. That's a lot.
That's a lot of acres of land.
Let's say 2,000.
Correct answer is 10,000. Why in the heck would you say 50,000 cults?
It feels right. I mean, it depends on what you categorize as a cult. I mean,
That's
a lot
1,000
of
for
people say,
each state.
but a lot of people say that churches are cults. I mean, you were just saying that neighborhoods can be cults.
I mean, cult-ish.
Cult-ish.
They won't be. I don't think they'll be labeled an actual cult.
I mean, it depends on who's doing the labeling at this point.
America is, or the government has defined them.
Okay.
So,
So you're saying there's 10,000 government-defined cults.
well, that's an estimate, by the way. So you because they said they can't find all of them.
Right. Obviously.
I don't understand how this is happening.
They're serving their purpose.
I mean, if you're going with what Dustin was talking about, you could consider everybody who buys a piece of property and puts a house on there for their family. That would be considered a cult based on
any commune at all would be considered.
Okay, so here we go.
Which is I don't agree with, but whatever.
I'm going to read the definitions.
All right, here we go. With the definition of a cult.
Let's get a standard definition.
Here we go.
A system of religious. What is this word? Virtues? I don't even know what this word is. I've never seen this word before.
Virtues?
No, I'm actually about to look at venerations. Venerations. Let's listen. Let's see. Make sure I'm saying this right. I've never seen this. There we go. Let me see. Veneration. There we go. I don't even know what that word means. I got to
use AI to do that,
bro. I've never seen this word, and it means great respect or reverence. Oh, I'm gonna start using that.
Use AI to that respect.
Okay, there we go. So a veneration, a system of religious veneration and devotions directed towards a particular figure or subject. So I said again, a system of religious venerations and devotions directed towards a particular figure or object. So technically, churches can fall into that definitions.
Yeah.
Or any religious system, that is. A relatively small group of people having religious beliefs and practice you're not going to like this one. Regarded by others as strange or sinister. Watch this. And then did it put it in the sentence? This is a network of Satan worshipers.
Wow.
Wow.
Look at it.
Wow.
God.
And I'm laughing because Dustin hates that.
Very much so. Yes.
Okay, then you might. It redeems itself with its third definition: a misplaced or excessive admiration to a particular person or thing. So,
it's basically any group of people that don't conform to what society deems as acceptable.
You think that?
That's what it is.
But so, like some of these cults that we in history of America, you don't believe that they qualify as a cult?
Yeah, but I feel like it depends on what. I think you could group any group together if you really wanted to and just call them a cult. It's basically what's the definition of a cult, which you just read that, but I don't know. I look at it as, what to you is cult really a bad thing?
Have y'all seen how to become
is it a bad thing to you? How do you interpret it?
It depends on what kind of cult.
Yeah.
I mean, because I think that there are some cults, some cultish things that I think, like I said, a lot of people consider church as a cult.
Yeah.
So if I would be considered part of a cult, then I guess I'm part of a cult. You know,
Yeah.
and it is what it is. And I think that kind of culturism.
Yeah.
Hey, culturism. It's like the same thing. Look at that.
Look at that.
I think that culture, if that's the kind of life that you're living, I think that that's probably a noble life to live, right? So if you look at it like that, then maybe cults are a good thing. I've said it 1,000 times that everybody has to believe in something.
Yeah.
So Trey's got the look.
Yeah, he
I
does.
can't even.
What?
I can't
He does
even.
have this look over there.
I
I'm
just
curious
can't
to
even.
see what it's leading
No,
to.
have y'all ever on Netflix? Have y'all ever watched the documentary How to Start a Cult?
No.
I've seen it on there.
It is okay. So D thinks I have, or it was D who said it. Somebody was saw me watching it. I do have an obsession with like dictators, tyrant leaders, cult figures. I just think they're interesting. How do you get people to look at you as a godlike figure? Okay, like one of the cults, and they may pop up on my list, but one of the cults, the dude had this community, and everybody thought he was like the next Messiah or whatever you want to call him. And let's say y'all came in there with your wives, and I come to you, Jeremy. I came to you
I've seen that.
and said, the Lord wants me to have sex with her.
Yeah.
And you say, as a man, you say, okay, because I'm doing the Lord's will.
I've seen that.
Are you freaking kidding me?
I've seen
like
that.
I just don't see how a person can have that much control over another human being. Like not by force. Like I'm not torturing you. Your belief in me is so heavy and high that I really can't remember what's the name of it. But the guy says your wife is now my wife.
Yeah.
And she's gonna stay in the house with me.
I've seen that too.
Wow.
You have to waxing my wife every night, or everybody's wife every night, and I'm sitting with my kids. You know how angry I would be knowing that you up there getting waxed to the great leader
while you're hanging out with your kids alone,
eating the same food.
Oh man!
All right, so I'm gonna ask y'all about these certain cults. The top 4. I'm trying to find the ones. I want to find that Netflix list, but if we ever do a cult part 2, I'll have my full list ready for you. Okay. You ever heard of the People's Temple?
The People's Temple, no.
Yeah, see, you don't know it by the cult's name. You know it by the person's name. Jim Jones.
Yeah.
Oh. See, there you go.
I drank the Kool-Aid.
Don't drink the Kool-Aid. He even got a phrase. And so he was a charismatic leader. I think he was a self-ordained. I'm sorry. Anytime I hear self-ordained pastor, I always think about one of my cousins who he signed his own pastoral ordination leader.
Oh, okay.
All right.
He can marry people though. Not
legally. You're self-ordained or internet. I don't respect you. I mean, no disrespect to you, but like, come on, man, you didn't put the work in like I did. How many people? Do y'all know how many people died in his mass suicide? This is how crazy it is. 900 people drank the Kool-Aid.
Wow.
900 people, and he ran on church ideas or progressive ideas. Watch this, racially integration.
I was just about to ask you, race matters. What was his?
No, he believed that black and white people should be together, or all people should be together.
Right, but I'm saying it was his congregation, you might call it, or his.
There was some black people in there,
but mostly white people.
Come on now,
I'm asking.
You know that.
Just asking.
You know that. Racially integrated, provided free meals and legal aid. He offered substance rehabilitation, created homes for the elderly, advocated for race equality. He had a lot of socialistic ideas. These are nothing I've read as bad, ideal wise. And then he was ahead of his time. He moved the group to Northern California. And then I guess he had he had a lot of politicians. He kind of used him too, and he persuaded a lot of you'll like this, Jeremy, Democratic political candidate. But yeah, man, and eventually he got in some trouble, and they moved him to Jonestown, like Africa, I believe, somewhere. And then that's when they wouldn't let people leave, and then he made them drink the Kool-Aid. It's more detailed than that. It's pretty crazy. But that one's People Town. 900 people died under his leadership. Now, I don't like this next one, but this is kind of like Dustin's like mantra. And I say that because you'll see when I say this person, because you like the heavy metal and the rock, and I know this particular figure is popular in that world. I think maybe I'm.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Go ahead, give me see. Can you guess it?
The Manson family.
There you go. You know, I told you. So I'm gonna be honest. I don't consider him a cult leader.
No, I wouldn't consider him the leader of that group. No. I mean, well,
he was the most influential, so he was the leader.
He was, but what I'm saying, he didn't make them do anything. Like
he put the idea in their head and ran with it.
He did,
but he didn't. I always get confused. Did he commission them to do it, or he just planted the idea?
I think he just planted the idea.
Yeah, they did it on their own.
Yeah, and it was like 4 people. Like I don't even think his cult. How big was his cult? I'm trying to see.
It wasn't very. I don't think his cult was very big.
Yeah, I'm trying to see
right now.
The
Manson family was very big.
Nope. He thought, of course, calling himself, a religious, figure. He had a messiah complex. Most of these guys have a messiah complex.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think his was very big. And then if people who don't know, he convinced like 4 people as members. Yeah. And I'm saying convinced because he just influenced them to go kill people.
Is there a year attached to any of these so far?
What you mean? Like what year they was in?
These were both of those.
They was kind of like they was kind of like on top of each other because this one was like between 1965 and 1974.
Yeah, Manson's was in the 70s because they killed Sharon Tate, and the people in that house. And Sharon Tate was very popular back then.
Yep, August the 8th.
She was pregnant.
Yep, she was 8.5 weeks pregnant. Why was she famous?
Yeah, she was very famous.
Yep, 1970s. So the 1970s, it's a lot of psychedelic drugs going on.
Yeah.
Well, what made theirs so popular back in that time is whenever you had the satanic panic thing going on.
Yeah.
So everybody was all freaked out about satanic stuff and devil worshiping and all this other stuff. And I don't remember if they did, but I don't know if they drew a pentagram on the floor with blood. They were writing stuff on the walls with their blood and everything. It was very
weird.
It was very out there.
Yep. Have y'all heard of Heaven's Gate?
Yes.
Yep.
They thought they were aliens.
Go ahead and break this one down. You know this one?
Yeah. They thought they were aliens.
Applewood.
I can't remember that's his real name. He was a pastor. Well, something kind of like a pastor or a preacher. But
New Age.
He called his name. Was it Beep and Boop?
Yeah. Oh, dang! You
Beep
do
and
know.
Boop is what they called.
Bonnie Lou Nils, nurse. Let me see. Yep.
She was the original leader, and she's the one that started it. And she was like way smarter than him. He basically was her first recruit, and then they worked together to recruit all these other people
in San Diego.
Well, what they changed their names. They started calling each other Beep and Boop, and then what they thought was, or at least what they taught was, that eventually this comet was coming. I don't know if it was Halley's Comet or one of the other comets, but that was supposed to come, and it was going to come here, and it was a spaceship that was going to take them and their followers and the aliens back to the home planet. That if you didn't go, if you wasn't there, you were going to be left behind. You were going to miss out on going to heaven, which was this other world, which was the alien world. They all shaved their heads. They thought they were aliens. And at the end of it, they convinced these people that were there to drink, basically kind of like Jim Jones did with his Kool-Aid, and they poisoned themselves and died.
Wow. How many?
This is pretty spot on, buddy.
Yeah.
Wait, did you watch a documentary or something?
I did.
Oh, man, you was into it.
Yeah.
But what catches me on this...
I thought maybe he had AI in his brain now.
No.
Nope. 38
Got one
people.
Of those implants.
38 people.
Yeah.
But what catches me off guard is the time frame. 1997.
The 90s, yeah.
Late 1997. We're almost in 2000s here, buddy. That's not too... Well, I mean, I'm looking at it now. I was alive when this was happening.
Applewood, he actually promoted videos on TV to try and recruit people to come.
Yeah, he used to have the infomercial.
Yeah, to come join. And I'm telling you, he was
Y'all
creepy.
remember that?
No, I've seen it because of the documentary and stuff.
You think it's on YouTube?
He was creepy.
Oh, I'm sure it is, yeah.
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Yeah, so they drank a lethal mix of some kind of, I'm not even going to try to say it, poison and vodka. And yeah, they the strange thing about them, to your point, they took turns on the suicide.
Yeah.
And so what they would do, which I'm trying to figure, who's the last person? Was that person like, oh, this... Because what they
that
would do
was the
it,
second to last.
They would drop dead, drag the bodies, put them on the bed with $5 and a roll of quarters, because they believed that's what they needed to go to this alien, and they all had the same Nikes on.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about, but
they didn't believe that they would commit suicide because they believe Haley and Bop would pick them up to Heaven's Gate, to their higher existence. It's a documentary on Max if you want to check out more on that one. Yep. I will always have to be the last person on these.
See, I actually didn't. I didn't watch. Well, that's not true. There was one that I watched about that, but it wasn't on Max. But mainly, I had heard about this. Like I listened to some kind of thing about it. I mean, it's like a documentary, but you're not watching it; you're listening to it. So, yeah, I always thought that one was very interesting. I was like, wow, that's interesting.
All right. Does anybody know of this one? And this one has a very interesting, I think, cultures like following now for people who like it. Now we know it as a particular thing, but if I say it in this natural form, I want to see, can y'all guess it? All right. And some of you people who listen who are older may even know the original name. The Branch Davidians.
Waco.
Yep. Hey. I'm getting concerned now. If we ever have to go like to a trivia about cults, Dustin may be the
either that, or if you ever need to start one, he's got.
Yeah, yeah, Waco, man. Do you know about Waco?
I know some of it I know a little bit about Waco. I know I can't remember his name. David Goresh.
No, it's Victor Hoffman.
Okay.
And
did you watch the documentary on Waco?
I did.
I saw some of it.
I did.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
I've seen several on it though throughout my life. Like I've watched it before, but he basically just flat out told him he was the second coming of Jesus, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, he said Jesus wasn't the guy.
Yeah.
He was the guy.
And
he fathered at least 13 children in the group. So he was one of those guys like, hey,
crazy.
Bring her to me, I'm gonna smash.
Yeah.
Now the interesting thing about the documentary, the way it's presented to us now, is that it kind of seems like a little bit of government overreach.
Yeah, I was going to say, when it comes to Waco, a lot of it, basically from what I've learned from it and my take from it, is they should have just been left alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, they shouldn't have been busted down on.
They weren't bothering anybody.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm talking about when I had said that earlier.
Yeah.
I was like, if I were to take a group of people, we go and we farm this land and we live there and we want to do what we want to do, how is that bothering anybody else? Just leave us alone and let us live in our community.
51-day standoff between the FBI and ATF. And what happened, the crazy thing to me is they didn't identify themselves. They came in plain clothes and attacked this place and didn't expect for these people to defend themselves. In Texas, you didn't identify yourself. You just ran up to them with a gun and they see you coming up like, hey, they don't know what's going on.
Right.
And then now you have them surrounded and you're and then another crazy thing about it is a fire started within, so they subsequently kind of killed themselves. But then you also get that video footage of that tank running over the building too.
Yep.
So you see a lot of kind of, I believe, government overreach on that.
A lot of government.
And I'm pro government, but I was like, when I was watching that documentary, I was like, yeah, that's too far. Like it's obviously too far. One of the craziest thing about Waco, did you know who Waco produced? That this incident produced? Timothy McVeigh. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
If you watch the documentary, they interview on the news, the live news, Timothy McVeigh, and he
remember that.
He talks about government overreach in his interview on the news. A couple of years later, 2 years later, in fact, he bombs the Oklahoma FBI building that was in charge of that situation. And I was like, oh my. Timothy actually was responding.
Yeah. Seeking revenge.
For government overreach. And I'm not, FBI, I'm not saying you was wrong in anything you did. You did everything extremely right. But I'm just like, and I think in some situations like this, you got to really look at, would you have Timothy McVeigh if you didn't do this wrong? Probably not.
Yeah, probably
not.
not.
You see what I'm saying? I think it's
Could have been prevented.
Right. And then did y'all know anything else about Waco that just stood out? I know can you speak on, Jeremy, why is this one of the issues why you have with government overreach?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I think that when you have things like that, just like what you're talking about with the Oklahoma bomber, that's what you breed, just at a minimum, really. And then you have so many different stories of especially them busting in people's doors unannounced and then ending up in a shootout or whatever. Like what's her name? It's on tip of my brain. A couple of years ago, she had they busted in the wrong house. And
oh man, Breonna Taylor.
Yeah, Breonna Taylor. I mean, look at stuff like that. I mean, that's just classic government overreach. And what you breed is just an entire community of pissed off people, and they deserve to be pissed off. Yeah. And they don't deserve to have that happen to them.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, it's just what I saw in the Waco thing. They didn't deserve that.
No, not at all.
And
all them kids that died in that fire was crazy.
Yeah, this is a big part of the reason that I have issues with government overreach is because of things like that. Because I think it's just done poorly.
There's a government in this particular case. We all agree there's a government overreach. So I'm just poking the bear here. Where if a compound gets too big, and let's say they're not paying taxes, they contribute to their own little community and welfare. Should the government say, "Hey, you got to at least contribute to the bigger system"?
I mean, do they do that to churches?
The nonprofits, I know.
I don't know.
See what I mean?
So how would a cult do that? Would they have to file as a nonprofit? I guess. Would they even have to file taxes? Like I don't know how they work.
But how are they making money?
Now that's always a good question to me. How are they paying their bills? Like, how are you paying the electric bill unless you're doing? The government don't play that whole run off the land and stuff. Yeah. You're not gonna build a hydroelectric.
You still have to pay your taxes.
Yeah. So if they're paying their taxes, which I have no idea how they're making money, whether they're sending the men out to work all day, which is how the great leader gets to smash all the women. I have no idea.
But if they're sending all the men out to work, then they're paying taxes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Assuming that they're W-2'd.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're still getting the money.
Yep. Or again, donations.
So then, what's the problem?
Well, his point is that, what if that was the reason that they busted in, and does the government have the right to say, "Hey, you need to pay taxes"?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
The taxes are already being paid.
That's what I'm saying. So we know that's not the problem. So what's the problem?
Yeah.
The problem is that they want to control them. You're not falling in line with everybody else.
Yeah. In Waco, I think I would agree that was the issue. That the part of the code definition of strange.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going on. They keep to themselves. And this is
there's got to be something wrong. They don't need us.
This is in Christian Texas, right? Like when I say Christian Texas, Texas is part of the Bible Belt of sorts. And you have this weird religious group that we don't understand that's strange. They're doing some, they're doing some weird sex stuff up there. Now, granted, they are, but if people are choosing, and he's not harming kids, because some of these, if you dig into some of these cults, they do be doing some funny business with the kids. I can't think of a problem. I can't think of the one guy. He was up there. They kind of insinuated that he had tapes of kids naked and stuff like that. I can't remember what it was. So I'm gonna leave him out. But if that's happening, then in the government catch wind, I don't mind them going in to save them kids from it or whatever. This one, I just don't. It may be some funny business going on. I just didn't see it in there. Grown people deciding to do crazy stuff is grown people deciding. And that leads me to this. This is my favorite cult. All right, this one I can respect. I enjoyed watching the documentary on it on Netflix. And if you ever get a chance to watch it, it is pretty amazing. It was started by an Indian cult leader, Shri Rajanish movement, Oshi. And that thing got big. They moved to like this rural area, I think in Oregon. And rural Oregon area in Oregon. They had a town. And they took over the town.
Oh, wow.
They bought land next to the town. And the town folks were getting so mad at, they did what you did. They was getting their own land. They was farming. They were, they made it open. You can come here. So people were coming from all over San Francisco and the Western Coast. But some of these people had health issues. But they was coming there and said, you work the land and everything is shared. You work the land. We share the food. And they showed they was having some wild sex. But it was no kids involved. It was just grown folks.
Yeah.
And they would that's what they chose to do. They would work the land, eat together, sleep together, have a good time, and they didn't bother anything. But the town folks didn't like it because they didn't know what they were doing. So they started passing laws because they were still in a district. They end up, okay, y'all want to mess with us? We're going to run for office. They ran for office. And, of course, they outnumbered the town. They took the town over. And they started moving the town members out. Not moving them out, but like,
pushing them out.
Yeah, buying houses and everything to combat them. I thought that was pretty impressive. Now, the leader was interesting in the documentary. The leader, he kind of goes silent. He comes out and he preaches. He could teach in such a way. He preaches one time and then says, I'm going on a sabbatical. And he kind of disappears for the next 7 years. And the second in charge was this woman. And she runs it like this. And at some point, they said that she was knocking off people because they was threatening them. That's what they said. And it is a fascinating.
And what is that?
This one is the Rajist movement.
You said there's something on Netflix about this one?
Oh, yes. That one is good. That. I ain't gonna lie. Don't watch it with the kids around. It is definitely, it got some scenes, some I can see them now, some X scenes that could have caught me by surprise how crazy they were. I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. But then the crazy thing is they were busing people there with mental health issues, trying to help them, homeless people, trying to give them a place to live. They was really trying to attack some issues. They just didn't know that all these homeless people may come with some mental health issues that needed, because they didn't have no violence until they started doing that.
Yeah.
Which is pretty.
And what year was this?
This was in the early 80s.
Okay.
But it was pretty big. It's on Netflix, called The Wild Wild Country. If you want to participate in and watch it. Just be aware. It's rated R.
Have you ever watched the Amish Mafia show?
No.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Is that a real thing?
Yeah.
But, we talked about this. Do y'all think the Amish people are cults? I guess they would be defined as
religious, yeah.
Religious?
From a religious standpoint.
Strange?
I mean,
strange.
Why are you doing that?
Based off of their definition of it, then you would have to, I guess.
Why you sound so disappointed?
Because the Amish is just a religion. I mean, they have a different way of worshiping and living. That's all it is.
Do you think it's too late in life to become an Amish person?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Hey, first of all, don't even stop it. You stop it right now. It is no way you survive a month in Amish community.
I don't know. I'm at a point in my life where I'm about ready to just hang all. I'm
about to go to sleep on you, Jeremy. Cap, Jeremy. Do you think he survives 30 days in Amish community?
No.
We can't hear you. We couldn't hear you.
No.
Say it a little bit louder.
No.
Well, I'm just curious, Sir Dustin. Why do you think Jeremy can't survive in Amish community?
Can I at least have an air conditioner?
No,
see that?
You already are. We're not even there.
Jeremy loves this technology.
So the Amish don't have air conditioning?
No.
Oh man.
No.
No.
Okay.
That could be a deal breaker.
I was watching this thing, and this Amish girl, she did have like a cell phone. I was like, what? Wait, what? And I think it was the most basic flip phone. And I think it was just like to call, like the people, like the call for an emergency, because they couldn't get to. And I was like, y'all kind of getting out there a little bit.
Borderline.
But they would say she's like, I think, oh man, I'm already messing this up, but I'm sorry if I am. It was like she was the only one that had it. She was older. It was like, you know what I mean? Like in a situation where like, and she's like, I only pull it out for this number. And then she showed up.
She was playing Snake on that thing or something too, and she's in some downtime.
The way she was saying, like, she hated it.
Yeah, she said that, of course.
It's the devil.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I would choose air conditioning over food. Like that would be pretty high up.
I could do that.
Yeah. I mean, as long as I had air conditioning, I could go without food. I
can eat crickets. I can go out and kill a bunch of crickets.
I could go without the phone. I could go without all the technology. Just give me the air conditioner.
I need the AC, yeah.
At least a lot of ice in a swamp cooler. I don't know.
I mean, hey, this is a big one.
What you got?
Scientology.
Oh.
You think they're a cult? I thought
You don't think they're a cult?
Yeah, it's definitely something strange going on.
Scientology? Have you ever watched that documentary?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely a
They
cult.
was abusing people, and then why did so many celebrities get into it?
Because it's the thing to do. I think.
Have you ever heard of the Third Eye? You ever heard of the Third Eye?
I think Dustin's a part of that cult.
That's what I was saying. That's why I looked it up. They had a movie
When I
on
was
it.
listening to last week's episode, I heard him get pretty mad at you for putting quotations
because
around.
on the Third Eye.
Don't do that. It's a real thing.
It's a cult.
Does it have Dustin next to the name of
Could
the
be.
leader?
I could be.
Close, Lord Desperado.
That's not me.
We'll start calling him Lord Desperado.
Don't do that.
Third Eye.
Don't do that.
I definitely messed up that name.
I don't know who that guy is. We don't want to do that. I'm provoking here.
I gotta look this one up. I never heard of this one.
I get one of his pairs of shoes for you to wear around, Dustin.
White Crocs with no straps.
Can't even put that thing in 4x4 mode, huh?
Nope. Straight out here thugging. I did hear about the Unification Church on how to become a cult leader. They do talk about the Unification Church, and it was this Asian guy. He did mass weddings, but if I remember correctly, he told you who to marry. You had to be together forever.
Oh,
he was a prophet of sorts, and I may be misquoting this a little bit because I haven't seen it recently. And he would say, you have to be with them together. And people didn't get divorced. So people were with abusive people who...
You said that was an Asian guy?
Yeah, he was an Asian guy.
Wasn't that some Asian cultures, though? They do the...
arranged marriages?
Arranged marriages?
That's not what that is. That's not what this is. Because arranged marriages, loosely here, is the guy would offer money to marry your daughter.
Okay.
Right? And say, this is her worth. And then... They don't keep the money, they give it back to the family, but they want to see the guy or the patriarch want to see how much you think my daughter's worth, and I might say you got to up it, or I might say this is good, and then you might get my blessing. You might get my blessing, so I'll keep your money.
You get to keep the money too.
But normally they give it back if he say yes.
Okay.
If he says no, I think he keeps it. I don't know how that part works. And then he does mass weddings, and I remember like they had a whole school system for their kids. To teach them certain things they wanted to teach, they would call it the Moonies. It was he had one of the most largest cults. I think it was like over 1 million people.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's huge. And if I remember correctly,
he gets to choose who marries who. He probably told the most attractive woman, "You're mine."
I think he did have a couple of wives though. I gotta Google that one. He did have a lot of wives though. So I think one thing we have to one thing we have to realize is about the cult life is don't buy your own land. If you do, it's for your family, which I think that can be borderline considered a cult. But I think as long as you don't have guns, strange sex parties, and comply with the government, you're fine.
Why can't you have guns?
That's Waco.
You'll get Waco'd.
Are you not learning from the other cult members?
Come in with a tank.
No. Don't drink orange juice or Kool-Aid or vodka. There we go.
I mean, do you really think that having a gun or not having a gun is going to stop you from getting Waco'd?
Well, fair point to the government here. They did. The fear was so. Y'all know how Waco got even ATF got called to Waco, right? Did y'all hear about that? Y'all remember that from the documentary? I remember vaguely.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
that.
I think
They had the address, and the post office was shipping a box, and a box broke open, and they found grenades. So they was like, "Hey, what the heck do you need these illegal grenades for?" So they packed it back up to see, of course, the trap game. Where these got dropped off to? They were received and accepted by somebody at Waco, and so ATF was like, "Oh, we need to watch them," and they kept getting packages similar to this. And he was like, what are they about to do? We think this is a terrorist organization they're about to attack. And then not to mention, you go talk to the town members. Yeah, they're doing something strange. Now you kind of, let me go check it out. But you should have just I just want to send undercover because they were letting people in. Send the undercover in. See, can you find the weapons? You can't find them. Let us know. And, but, I'm different.
They should have had George W. on it. He's always good at finding the weapons of mass destruction. God, that look you just gave me was chilling. Golly.
Yeah.
That was chilling.
Messed up my whole childhood. I just want you to know that.
I am so cold right now. I don't.
We could have sent John Kerry up there. I mean, he's got 3 Purple Hearts.
Oh man.
On that note, I just killed my cold life.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Because y'all know that there was okay.
I got one that would probably piss a lot of people off.
What?
Because I had a friend of mine. He converted to this, and when he started telling me the stuff, I even remember saying to him back then, I was like, "You joined a cult. You're in a cult." I'm just not in a cult, man. I'm not in a cult. But he joined the Mormon Church. And just hearing some of the stuff, I was just like, it sounds like a cult. But, looking back on it now, like, it's not my place to say that. But
why do you say that? You can say it and be wrong, or you can say it and cast judgment. Doesn't make you any less of a human being.
I'm not saying it's less than. I'm not saying that, but I don't want to come off as judgmental. They're entitled to believe what they want to believe.
And you're entitled to say what you think they believe is foolish.
It's true.
Just like, watch this. We're entitled. We on this show, we cast judgment all the time to people who say, "Oh, they went to the moon." We cast judgment. Thank you. You're casting judgment. You believe that? You believe it? Like, shoot. Flat Earth Dave came over here. You believe the Earth is round? You fool? Are you dumb? Are you R word?
So one of the things.
Good on that now.
One of the things that I think I don't know. One of the things is I believe in aliens. You believe in aliens.
Yeah.
I believe in other dimensions. I think we all believe in.
Yeah,
other dimensions.
I got that. Yeah.
I think that there's time lapses and stuff where dimensions are bleeding over and things like that, and I get that, but I don't fully know the Mormon faith enough to say this.
I don't know that they do either on some level.
But listen, I heard from my buddy when he was in the church that something about they believed in a planet called Kulab or Kulab. I don't know, but like there's different levels, and they don't tell you all the secrets until you reach a certain level, and then they take you into a temple.
That's your level of godism. Because that's their goal at the end is to become
and
the
then
highest
go live
level
on
of God.
Kulab.
Right, the highest level, becoming the highest level. Because unfortunately, I had to dive into this with Trey a while back because I had a lot of questions because there was some
and Kulab is right.
Yeah, there was some stuff going on, and I had to kind of dive in and understand it before I could make a decision on some things. And it was not about becoming Mormon, but just want to throw that out there. So I made Trey dive into it with me too. That was probably one of the first things I ever really kind of talked to Trey about because I was like, I need somebody who I know knows a lot or can at least dive in. And I'd kind of known Trey a little bit to know that he could dive into it. And it just so happened, he just started teaching this class. I've got questions. I said, buddy, I have got questions. And I started, diving in with a lot of that because I'm like, I just need to know what this is all about. So that's when I learned a lot about that. And the more I read into it, I'm like, whew.
Yeah.
Like that.
So I think one of the reasons that I have such a hard time doing that, and you were saying like cast judgment, blah, 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 whatever, is because I do like to keep an open mind. And because I don't know enough about it, I haven't dove into it, I don't want to shit on it too much. You can beep that out if you need to. But I don't want to crap on it if, you know what I mean? I don't want to crap all over it because I don't know enough about it.
Respectful.
However, do I personally believe in Kulab, and I believe I believe in other planets. I believe in other dimensions. I believe we can get into another dimension. I believe we can go into a portal. I believe in all that. I believe that they can bleed over into each other. I don't believe that I can turn into an alien and go live on Kulab. I believe that I could see an alien.
I don't think they're turning into aliens, though. That's the one
that's
misconception. They're not turning into aliens.
That's what I was taking from him with that.
No, they're not. They're not turning into aliens.
Okay, that's what I took from him.
It's just about becoming a form of godism. And I mean, maybe they believe that the godism is alien, but there is one cultish church. I can't remember what religion it is or what their name is that has to do with aliens, and I can't remember if it's Scientology or one of those. I can't remember which one it is, but it is like that. But that's not the one.
But it's not a planet. I think it's a star that's close to God's throne that they go to. And they don't think they turn into aliens. That's what it's like how we say we go to heaven. They say they go into the star.
Okay.
But I would say this: contextually, I do have a lot of issues with the Mormon faith. Not saying they're great people. I know a lot of Mormons. If that's what you want to believe, hey, kudos to you. I think they're really one thing I do have respect. They're really diligent about their convictions.
Very diligent.
I do like that because I feel like Christians we don't have because of grace. Our convictions are all over the place. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like you won't drink coffee. One of my coworkers, man, I don't know. She was about it. I appreciate her because it made me sharpen my Christian faith.
Well, that's like when I was talking to I think it was Baby D about. What is that? The Latter-day Saints. I was like, that's the one thing that you can really commend on is that those boys will show up.
Yeah.
Range sleep. They got a better crew than the USPS. So
Yeah.
For their faith, buddy, they are showing up. And that's one thing that Christians fall flat on the face about all the time.
Get cold outside and not shut up.
Can't even go to church when it's raining.
Right. And you look at the Mormon faith, the way it started is just it's sketch to me. It didn't start like most of the other faiths, which is later, earlier in the millennium almost for, functional religion. The Catholic Church, Christianity, and Islam are kind of, and Judaism are all kind of there, in the beginning a little bit. You know what I mean? Catholic Church came a little bit later. Protestant was kind of hiding. Or Christianity was kind of hiding with, so it's Jews, Christianity, and Islam was kind of all there at the beginning. Joseph Smith and the crew come around 1805-ish, or no, excuse me, that's when he was probably born. It's like somewhere in the 1800s. That's just too late for me, and just me personally. Even like if I was to have a divine revelation right now, and to start my own situation, I go by land, I start teaching and preaching. It's no different than I probably would do it, EP. But if I'm teaching something other than the Bible or the Bible and something else, it becomes different.
Right.
It becomes Treyism or whatever I decide to name my religion, right? And if I get people to follow me, and these people follow me to a wit's end, then yes, I have a cult. And that's why people will say things like this. We hear the language. Oh, you have a cult-like following.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We hear it about Donald Trump. People say he has a cult. Like, why? These are people who will stop critical thinking.
On water. Yep.
Yeah, stop thinking. And that's what I think is wrong with America. You want a person to tell you how to live and make your life easy. Instead of saying, I can do this for myself. I may make mistakes, but that's okay.
Yeah.
And because we have created a system of hurt, rejection, negativity, people look for somebody who's saying something positive. We made a joke earlier about mega churches. What was it? Mega churches give you one saving people, saving people one word down sermon at a time or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Saving people one watered down sermon at a time.
Because we was talking about like Joel Osteen had a cult like following. That's how his church got big. Did he say something that was impactful? I'm pretty sure he did. I'm not knocking the man for trying, right? But at the same time, if you're looking at it, if you tell the truth, raw, either people like you a lot or they hate you. In our society, they're going to hate you because, oh, my life is already bad.
I got to find something that aligns more with what I believe.
My life is already crap. Why are you telling me that I'm sinful? Because you are. Well, I don't like that. Tell me how good I am. So you get these cult-like leaders who's like, oh, Dustin, all those visions you have, I think God wants you to join me because I can use your visions. I respect. Now you feel like I have a sense of belonging because you said my whole life I've been outcast. Now this weird figure guy believes in your vision, wants you as his right-hand man. You don't have to pay rent. You don't have to do nothing. All you have to do is write your vision down. You can go outside and all the stuff you like to do. I mean, you'll be like, this sounds like a place I may want to go.
That's what I've always wanted.
Right.
Yeah,
We get to grow. Watch this. All the stuff you name. We get to grow our own food. I get to practice my visions. I'm around other people who have visions. This guy is cool, and in the cult, like I'm only using for the cult like scenarios. I get to be with all these women because that's what they do. A lot of people will feel good because in the world where they're rejected, they're tried it down on, you finally find a community. Most people are looking for a community to belong. I always tell people this. We're not supposed to live like we live. This beautiful house that Jeremy has is a silo for Jeremy. His neighbor have a silo. We're not supposed to live like that. All these houses are supposed to be connected, and we're supposed to live as a village. But because we do that, you get more people who want a sense of. Think about it. It's people who live in their house by themselves. Every day. The lady at our church who just passed away, they didn't find her until a week later.
Yep.
She was alone. Yeah. In the village. That wouldn't have happened. No.
Right.
The same night or day we'd have found her. And so I think,
and just to add some context, you're not talking about going and living in a townhome community or apartment complex because you still have that same thing as you do in a neighborhood.
Yep.
Or living on 20 acres by yourself.
Right.
It's still the same thing because it's the mentality.
Yep.
We're not connected. But I've been saying that it was already like that piece a lot before COVID, but COVID was like the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, it
was the nail in the coffin for that because I've never seen so many people walk down a street in a neighborhood and you can have people in their yard. When have you ever seen before COVID that you wouldn't at least get a wave? I mean, there's always that person in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
But the vast majority, hey, how you doing?
Yep.
Your dog is awesome.
Yep.
So cute. Can I pet your dog? Now, if you ask to pet somebody's dog, either they'll pretend like they don't hear you, like, oh, you got my AirPods in or whatever, or they're going to sit there and go, yes,
right.
just or just keep on rocking. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just such a different, we've lost that, the neighborly, the neighborly Mr. Rogers style community feeling.
Right.
Sure.
10,000 colts, man, in county.
There was
I really thought it was more.
There used to be one that wasn't too far from here, like a long time ago. You know that? There used to be one in like Monroe.
Yep. It's still there, the foundation of it. I was reading about it the other day.
Yeah.
Colts in Georgia.
I used to drive by it pretty slow.
Massive, right? Massive place, or is it small?
I mean, it's a pretty big building.
What's the name of it?
I got to Google it.
Oh, okay.
Little Bethlehem.
I'm not commenting.
It is.
Is it really?
Yeah. Look it up.
Oh.
Google it right now.
Where is it at?
In Monroe.
Well, I know, like.
Off of 78.
Oh, okay. Maybe I know where that's at.
Oh, man.
I might know where that's at, but, man.
They got like a gate. It's a gate.
Yeah.
And it's got like candlesticks and the Jewish star.
Yeah.
And then they got this huge mansion. And then they got this big water pond looking thing in the front.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool looking, but it's creepy looking too. But I like creepy. So.
Hey, he's a little bit. This is the same one I was thinking about.
He's in a mausoleum, like in the front.
Yeah. I've seen that.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
We could buy that.
It is interesting.
Is it for sale?
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. It looks overrun.
But it needs worked up.
They're not out there moving rocks. That's the problem.
Yeah. It needs fixed up.
Look at that. How crazy that looks. I had to do some demoing.
Vintage.
Now I gotta get that out of here. They were sacrificing people on that one.
Oh
Vintage.
Boy.
It's got all kind of demons on this property.
I'd love to visit it.
Let's jump the fence.
Like go on tour. No, you can actually get in touch with the people who own it, and they'll let you come tour it.
Then they poison you and make you drink.
I don't know about all that. Nobody live there. Nobody lives there.
You don't want to go, Trey? We could set it up.
This looks crazy, bro. I need guns for me.
I wonder if they let us do a show from there.
I'm not doing a show from here. This is like one of those areas where they kidnap you and make you work the land.
Nah.
Like an old plantation.
No.
Then
We're locals, Trey.
Right, and then Dustin be like, your boy. I'm like, oh, man, I'm really back.
Bring me your phone.
Like, oh, no, run
Bring
my
me
life.
your phone.
I'm like, oh, not this again.
Oh, man.
I don't like this. Y'all can go visit and let me know how it goes. If y'all never come back, then I know.
Down. You want to go?
Yeah, we'll talk Trey into it. All good.
This is ugly. It's scary. It's scary looking.
This is cool looking.
Well, did you have anything else on Colts?
No, I'm good, man. I'm cold out.
Me personally, I think people should just be allowed to live how they want to live, believe what they want to believe. I mean, honestly, to
a degree.
I want to say to a degree. And the reason I want to say that is because when it comes to harming children or something like that, that's where
you draw the line.
I'm not good. I'm not cool with that.
Yeah.
But I mean, honestly, like believing what people, who cares?
Freedom of religion.
If they're not like those people in Waco were not doing anything to anybody that we know of.
Why were they ordering grenades? I still want to know why were they ordering grenades though.
But they did it because of what happened. That's why they were ordering the grenades.
The grenades.
The dude was telling them
the grenades.
One day we're going to get attacked. One day they're going to come in here and try and take it. And that's exactly what happened.
Well, I mean, do you think if it hadn't have been for the grenades, it would have still happened at some point?
No,
I do. Once the government once the government of that area found out how big they were getting, absolutely,
they would have come up with a different reason.
They would have came up with a different reason.
Because I don't know.
What are y'all doing out there? Why are y'all not out here like all of us? And what are y'all doing? Y'all aren't normal.
I think they'll still be there to this day. They just be weird, like the West Mennonites in Texas that's getting all the measles. I didn't even know what that was until I figured that out. Like this is a cult-like group out here spreading the measles.
The anti-vaxxers.
Yep. And they're weird, bro. I read an article today. I sent it to Dustin. I don't think I sent it to you.
You did.
I did. About what the lady said.
Yep.
She said, and I said they got to be pro-lifers too. This is like some of the pro-lifers say. The child got measles, cult-like mentality. The child got measles and died, and she said her daughter is better off where she is than getting a vaccine to live.
What about the mole people? Do you call the mole people a cult?
What's a mole person?
Just joking.
Oh.
You never heard of the mole people though?
No.
For real? You heard of the mole people?
I don't even know the mole people.
The mole people are the people who snitch on mafia people.
The mole people are it's like people that live under the ground in New York.
That's just rats. They just look big as humans. Trust me.
They call them mole people because they like live in the sewers or whatever.
I'm telling you.
I have never.
I thought those were Ninja Turtles.
Right? I know.
Master Splinter.
Right.
I'm trying to tell you. Have you been to New York?
I've never been to New York.
Oh my gosh, it is disgusting.
You have to see how big the rats are.
I want to go to New York just so I can try the pizza though.
Have you been to Charleston? Have you ever walked downtown Charleston in the middle of the night? Because they have some big rats down there too.
I never seen it in Charleston. I ride my bike and
like
everything.
Like those alleys that go in between the houses and everything.
South Carolina?
Yeah. Like those are sketchy.
I know South Carolina's got some
Jeremy,
roads.
what are you doing?
I grew up going there, so.
Well, why are you in the alleys?
Because it was fun. Like you go there so much, you get bored.
I go there, I get on the beach, I hang out with my family, I eat seafood. I'm not in a back alley.
I'm talking about going down to like the Battery at night and stuff. You never did that?
No.
Oh my God, you need to do that. We went there last year on vacation. I took the kids.
You saw rats in it?
I don't remember if we saw rats, but we walked the Battery and everything at night. Absolutely, I wanted them to experience it because it is sketchy. You want to talk about ghosts and all that stuff and spirits and all that? We took the ghost tour. Like I think we took the carriage tour that was a ghost tour, as well as like the walking one where they take you down in the dungeon and everything. And I'm telling you, you feel some stuff.
That's awesome.
If we go, we should do that. I'll do a trip I'll do the trip there.
I love Charleston.
We still gotta go to Oklahoma.
We got that on the agenda.
Yeah, so far away.
June.
Talking about distance.
Oh yeah, it is. But we can fly.
God, I hate flying.
I don't want to get on a plane. I'll drive.
I'm not driving to Oklahoma.
I'll drive.
I have to get the jingle bells jangled by the TSA another time. I'm gonna come unglued. So
get pre-check.
We'll rent a Tesla.
Yeah, we can rent a Tesla.
Yeah.
We won't have any chargers because they've all gotten set on fire. So
well, we won't have to pay for gas.
I'm just gonna fly a plane. I'm not gonna get in anything with
Ever been on a plane
with the devil symbol.
I think you mean the IED. IUD. Yeah, IUD. What's that?
The devil symbol.
It's just an IUD tray. It's always been.
It's the devil.
What's that area they got nutria? Those big ass rats. They call them nutria. You ever seen those?
No.
They're huge, dude. They got these like big orange teeth that stick out. They're huge.
Oh wow.
We
It almost looks like
we definitely get you in New York.
It looks like a mixture between a beaver and
Let me tell you, New
a
York
huge
rats.
rat.
New York rats.
They look like
you-
Master Splinter.
yeah,
I'm trying to
you'll
tell
never-
you. I thought that movie was satire. It's not. It's factual.
Yeah, they are so big.
Those rats just don't have turtles.
Yeah,
As big as
I don't
this,
like rats.
as big as this box.
I'm telling you, those things are giant. It's weird.
I don't like rats.
Don't worry. In New York, you're not gonna like them, but they're part of your life for a week.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. They leave all the trash outside. Okay. Sorry, New York. You're trash. All right. I'm done.
Thank you, everybody, for listening this week. It's always exciting.
Don't
And,
join the cult.
Yeah, I mean, you can't.
No.
Some of it sounds a little nice.
Yeah.
So.
I'm sure there's some of them that are good.
Yeah, like the nudist one.
I sent you that property for sale.
I'm
remember?
not buying that. All kind of inappropriate product everywhere.
I tell you what bothered me about that.
Uh-huh.
I looked up that website so according to the contract, if you buy that property, there's a property for sale. I don't know if you know, Dustin, and I think it's in Dawsonville. It's a nudist colony.
Oh God.
I think it's probably about 2 hours away from here. It's in
About
Dawsonville.
25 million, right? 5 million.
I don't even remember. I don't remember what it was, but part of the contract, if you buy it, you have to own and operate as is for 10 years.
The new economy?
Yeah. Like if you buy it, they make you sign a contract that you will honor they call it a park for 10 years. And my problem with that place, kids.
Oh no.
They let kids come?
Yep.
Okay.
And I was like, okay.
I'm not gonna. This might be TMI.
Thank you, everybody, for listening this week.
I don't. My daughter's young, obviously, but when I was growing up, my family, we didn't wear clothes. Nah, that's family. I don't understand what we're doing with kids. Like, not the family.
Okay, but that's the thing, is that the kids are not exposed to just their family. They're
That is
exposed
nasty.
to everybody.
That is nasty.
Weird.
Yeah, I would sign that contract with the agreement. It got to be 18. Don't know what's going on here. Kids just walking around slanging.
Yeah.
Everybody's slanging.
Weird. But anyway, so yeah, check your cults, and we'll talk to you next week.
Yeah. Remember, the truth's out there. Please read it.
Yeah.